Yes, and welcome to Gather Around, where you can come, relax, gather around, and listen to the latest topics, entrepreneur tips, and more, much more.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about a couple of things.
Okay.
First, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. Why do it? Or do you recommend it? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Because I'm the one at the table that's not an entrepreneur.
Technically, you are. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I love to hear them talk about this.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Remy has a lot of potential, y'all. Don't sleep on her. Remy with the eye has we talking about some couple of things, and I can't listen. She's trying to shut me up, but she did a good job. So, would you recommend being an entrepreneur?
It just depends on the person, and like we were saying on our last episode, the restaurant that we worked at, you can kind of tell who would be a good entrepreneur,
right?
Just based off their work ethic there,
right?
And I used to always say, "Would you hire you?" Like, because I'm not always there to watch you or to see you. But like, would you hire you? And if you would hire yourself, then that you would probably make a good entrepreneur, because a lot of people think, and I was one of them. I was thinking that if I start working for myself, I won't have to work as much. But a lot of times when you start working for yourself,
right,
you never start working. You work so much more, and sometimes you work without even getting paid,
bruh.
So
you
have to have the grit, and you have to have the passion, and you have to be disciplined, because it is very stressful. And I was reading this. I read this out of a book. I can't think of what book it was, but I could just remember it saying that the more stress you're able to deal with, the more success you're able to accomplish. Yeah,
I believe that. What about you?
Yeah. Funny thing, you say it a lot, but I want to start by saying or answering the question: what is an entrepreneur? You know what I mean? So according to Google, okay, an entrepreneur is someone who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risk in order to do so.
Oh, wow.
So that is technically, by definition, what is an entrepreneur. So to answer your question, should people become an entrepreneur? If not, everyone should become an entrepreneur, number one. I feel that if you know within yourself that you can do something, that you can do more, or that's really my premise. If you feel like you can do more for yourself and don't want to work under a cap, then I feel like entrepreneurship may be for you. And the reason why I say that, because not everybody has the grit to do it. And that's something that you cannot teach at all. Similar to what we do, we have to be consistent in even planning the shows. We have to be consistent in planning the other things that we work on, a lot of prep work into it before we just kind of show up here. You know what I mean? But a lot of people are focused on the glitz and glamorous part of being an entrepreneur and don't understand the works that goes into becoming one.
Right.
And to your point, Renato, yes, there are so many times that you can put work in and you can invest and not see any type of return. It's almost like, working out. Yeah. I feel like it's like you're going to the gym, tearing your muscles up, tearing your body up just a little bit, sweating, you're feeling the uncomfortableness, and you don't see the results right away.
Right.
You may, in your mind, you kind of feel some type of growth, but visually you don't see anything. And it's after the consistency of the behaviors again and again and again is when you start to see consistency. And kind of piggybacking off of the conversation we were talking about earlier, if you don't eat right, you can mess up the work from your consistency.
Right.
So you can be doing work, but you only can almost feel like you're on what is a little mousetrap, hamster wheels.
Yeah.
You just put it in work, and you're not really seeing the results you feel like you can see because there's something you need to change.
Jogging, but you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Or you can be running and you're not going nowhere, but it's all about your activities. So do I feel like everyone should become an entrepreneur? No, but if you got that fire within you and you have that idea or whatever it is, and it could be a unique twist to anything, I feel like maybe that person should become an entrepreneur. What do you feel about entrepreneurship?
I have mixed reviews on entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I feel like social media has made everyone feel like they can be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like a lot of people have it, especially here in Atlanta. All of these like lounges and restaurants are prime examples of people who just jump into doing things because they have money and they feel like I can be an entrepreneur. And so I feel like oftentimes people poo-poo 8-to-5 girlies and corporate girlies, or people who get their degrees and they want to be bankers or whatever. Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
The world doesn't need all entrepreneurs.
Correct.
The world does need nurses, teachers, 8-to-5 workers. Like, everybody doesn't need to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you want to try to be an entrepreneur, do that on the side first while you figure out what's for you and where you fit in the world. Because Morgan always gets on me about this. I don't call myself an entrepreneur because I do enjoy the corporate world. Now, there's a lot of things that come with it that are very mentally taxing that it's hard to put into words when you're the only Black woman in a boardroom of white men, or you're the only Black woman in rooms that has a voice that may not agree, or you're the only one in the room that may not share that political view or opinion. So there are a lot of silent struggles that a lot of us Black women in specific deal with, in differences like being looked over. As entrepreneurs, you all can hustle as hard as you want to get to where you go. In corporate, I can work as hard as I want, but somebody has to still give me that green light to keep going. And that's hard. Like, ceilings are definitely being broken, but I can't promote myself.
You are promoting yourself.
No, I can't change my title.
Not in corporate, but...
Not in corporate. Like, in corporate, you can work hard. You all are going to work hard, and you'll start to see the benefits of that. In corporate, you may work hard, and then your end of year review comes and they're like, yeah, you're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. But that's it. Right. You don't get more for what you're doing. So I feel like there's pros and cons to corporate. Yeah. But I enjoy being in corporate. I go on vacation. My money's still coming. Yeah. I take my time off. I need to go to the doctor. I have great insurance. Or I need to utilize resources and have corporate networking and be around people that make way more than me and do way more than me. It's easy for me to access. Like, I like being in corporate. And I wish more people were okay with that and they would stop feeling the need to be an entrepreneur. Like, you ain't got it, boo.
Yeah, because we do need employees.
You need 8-to-5 employees. You need businesses. You need people that are not entrepreneurs. So it's okay to not be a full-time entrepreneur. But I feel like if you got it, don't sleep on yourself. Don't sleep on yourself, because whatever it is you may be good at and whatever talent you may have, I guarantee the world needs it. Like, I don't care if everyone does lashes. If you're good at it, do lashes. Yeah. You know how many realtors and barbers there are? Like, so what? Period. If that's your thing, do your thing. Yeah. Don't get stuck in corporate because you're scared to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. I'm just saying, if you like corporate, that's okay too. Right. But if you feel like you want to be an entrepreneur, try it while you still have some consistent money coming in. Yeah. And make sure you're good at it. Yeah. Because Atlanta is full of knockoff hustlers and knockoff entrepreneurs and BS businesses. Yeah. And it's just too oversaturated.
And you know what's so funny to me? I was just thinking about this the other day, that part of why I work so hard is because I don't want someone to see me online and not and think that I have I know what I'm doing, and unfortunately they don't have a positive experience working with me. You know what I mean? So that's why I try to work so hard. And granted, you can't please everybody, to make sure that when people do see me online, because I understand that a lot of business do come from online now, and really everybody who's invest in anything generally will look you up first. I want to make sure that each client that I work with understand that I give it my all, and my team give them their all, just to make sure that we took care of the people, went above and beyond with every single person. So I say that to say, Renato, how do you feel about entrepreneurship today and everything happening online with entrepreneurs?
Like Remy said, it's very saturated, and it's like she said, most people think they got the money, and this mostly are like celebrities, athletes, and drug dealers,
influencers,
people who get a lot of money. Think
technically people on OnlyFans too, they're entrepreneurs.
Yeah, true.
I ain't mad at you.
Throw money at something and think that's all you need, but that's not what
it's not enough.
That's not what how you run a business. And
but they don't show how you run a business, because I don't want to take anything from it, because there's different ways to become an entrepreneur.
Right, but to me, the end goal should be freedom or money. And you can get both of those from being an entrepreneur or working a 9-to-5. It just all depends on how you manage your money. Because I can be an entrepreneur and make 6 figures, and you can be a 9-to-5 and make 6 figures, but you manage your money nice. When we both retired, I just went crazy. I worked for myself, but at the end of the day,
nothing to show for it.
Nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, 9-to-5 or entrepreneur is all about how you manage your money, because my ultimate goal is just freedom. I want to travel more.
Yeah.
I just want to be free. And so that's why I know if I work 15 hours in one day for myself, I'm going to feel it in my pockets. Versus when I used to work 12 hours at, the restaurant that we worked, you didn't feel it in your pockets.
You felt it in your feet.
You felt it in your feet.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Listen, you said a lot. You are saying a lot, because number one, you're saying you want to make sure that you are financially free, not only now, but later on for you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You've mentioned something that I feel like if somebody is wanting to be an entrepreneur, that you cannot miss that element. That element is, number one, discipline. You have to have the discipline, not just in your funds, but you also have to, financially, you also have to have the discipline to get up every day. Because a lot of people are saying, I hear it so many times where they're saying, hey, I want to become an entrepreneur because I don't want to have my own boss. But there's pros to that and there's cons to that, because you are now calling the shots. You are now, you have to eat, most of the time you eat what you kill. You know what I mean? Yeah. If your marketing sucks, you're not going to really eat. If people don't know what you do as as your occupation, you're not going to have any business. If people don't know, like, and trust you, you're not going to have any business at all.
Right.
And if you are sloppy when you work, you're not going to have any business at all. So once you get the clientele, you got to know how to take care of your clientele, but you still have to really, like we said before with that analogy, put the work in at the gym, be consistent, and possibly you may eat. And it's also a business where you have to make financial decisions. You have to make financial investments, and you may not ever see the benefits of your what you sowed. You know what I mean? So it's this huge financial risk, which I say you have to be a little bit crazy to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. That is one of the main reasons why.
I agree.
I cannot tell you how many times that I've made investments and didn't see my return on it, or put work into something and didn't get the job or whatever I did, and put all the prep right.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, well, we can't do nothing besides move on sometimes. So it's the nature of the beast. Yeah. But the most important thing you said was your why. You have to understand your why.
Correct.
And I feel that with anything that you do, even in corporate America, 100%. I feel like your why matters. What do you feel?
I agree with that. I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of great people along the way in corporate, despite being, a Black woman in those settings. But I feel like my why was really more important to me educationally than it was career-wise, because a lot of my career, I'm grateful to say this, comes easy to me. Obtaining higher level of education, that was hard. So I needed a why when it was hard. I have like hard days at work, but it's nothing that I feel like I'm ready to put my 2 weeks in. I'm ready to give up. So I never really had a work why. I never really had a career why, because I'm grateful to say the field I'm in just comes natural to me.
Money's a why as well. Financial.
Money's definitely a why.
Financial freedom.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Comfortability.
Yeah. I had why do I get up and do this every day? For sure. But like my why more so was like with my education, I'd be like, I can't do this. Like, I'm about to quit. School is hard. I'm working, this and that. My why was always my grandparents. Like,
Do you want to retire them or something?
No, I just wanted them to, I was the first grandchild to get a higher level of education, as far as a master's, not a bachelor's, but I was their first grandchild to do that. That meant something to me. And I just know, like, as much as they did and went through, I can do it.
So you wanted them to be proud of you.
Super. That I don't have that degree. It sits at my grandparents' house. I don't have my bachelor's degree. It sits at my mom's house because she was my why then. Because I wasn't going to go to college. I was just going to go to the Air Force.
Who, y'all? I didn't know that.
And she begged me not to because I'm her only child. And she was like, please just go to college. Please go to college. And I hated school. So it's so funny now that I have a master's. It's like, joke. Like I didn't even go into a 4-year school after high school because my GPA was so bad.
I had to go
to a 2-year school.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I feel like people need to hear that.
They do. Community college is great. Like, go for it. Try it out. See what's for you. Get your core classes out the way. And then I transferred to Kennesaw State. But I wasn't even going to go straight to college. I was going to go to the military. So once I did get that degree, that was really for you, Mom. Shout out to you because that wasn't even my game plan.
But you still did it for you as well.
Because education is always something I say no one can take from me. A lot of people don't think education is a thing. Do you feel like you need a degree to be a good entrepreneur?
Wait, hold on. Why are we moving so fast, honey? You said a lot. I wanna.
What?
Because I feel like, number one, you know, I already just love you already. So I just think it's so commendable for you to be so open, especially about college in general.
Oh, because that was not my cup of tea.
I feel that so many people who go to college or have degrees don't really talk about their journey. And in that journey, I feel like so many people actually, right after high school, go to community colleges to get their GPA up or
get the core classes out the way.
If you're doing sports, sometimes they do try to, right. Trades. And I'm like, it's okay not to always be the top 10% anywhere, in the top 10% in everything, whatever. But I was going to say this. I feel like it's so important that you understand. I think it's so important that you understand where your end is. You know what I mean? Or where you want to go. And I commend you so much on like going to college, number one, going to community college, and getting your bachelor's. I never would have thought that seeing you at Kennesaw. I'm like, girl, you can just, when I saw you on campus, I'm like, girl, you know she's smart. She getting all A's. And then look at you now with your master's.
Yeah, who would have thought? I started to end up liking to learn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a tough degree. Like shout out to the 9% of Black women that have a master's degree. Because there's not many of us. That's it's only 9% of Black women that have a master's degree. I don't know what it is for a PhD, but yeah, like your journey starts funky.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I'm a senior and everybody's like, oh, I'm going to Auburn, I'm going to Clemson, I'm going to Clark. I'm like, baby, this GPA is barely getting me out of here.
God is good though.
But and now look. So your journey doesn't always, end or start the same way. So that's what my view is on education. I think it's important. I think education matters. I think my educational experiences exposed me to different cultures, different people. Like, if you don't really go to college, it's going to be tough for you to meet doctors and lawyers and vets and teachers. Like, we're going to school with all these people. So, so-and-so's a doctor now. We went to school with them. I know a doctor.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was cool for me as far as experience. I value my education.
Yeah. Since you have children, would you want them to go to college?
I would not want them to go to college if they don't have a scholarship.
Because that means you have to pay for it?
No, I mean, if I can afford to pay for it, I still...
No. It's true.
Because it may, low-key,
the bill gonna fall in your lap.
But and then, I'm saying, if I had the money, I still wouldn't pay for it. It just depends on if they have, like if it depends on what they want to do.
Okay.
So if what you want to do means you have to go to school, then go to school.
Like a vet,
doctor, lawyer,
teacher.
But kids may not want to. Kids may not know what they want to do. And
that's what kills me because people will be like, "Why'd you go get a degree? You don't even use your degree." I'm sorry. I'm 18 to 22,
trying to figure out life.
I'm trying to figure it out.
College will always be there.
Technically, well, maybe.
Yeah.
College will. I just seen one of my clients just got his doctorate, and there was a lady. She was like 70 something. They got a doctor's, and it's like at that point you're like 70 something. What is she in school? But the thing is,
it's on mute too.
The thing is about what I feel about education is basically like, because I have a bachelor's degree.
Right.
I played collegiate sports, football, track, and I joined a fraternity. I'm not gonna say the other word.
You already shouted out.
I joined the KSI, and so I had a great college experience. So I wouldn't mind my kids going for good college experience.
Okay.
But
okay,
it's not. I have student loans.
Me too.
And I don't think what I got out of college is worth the money that I owe. It doesn't equal out. You know what I mean? If you like, let's just for numbers, let's say it costs $10,000 to go to college. And let's say when you get out of college, by you having this degree, you're able to make $60,000. And then let's say the cost of living is like $30,000, $35,000 to $40,000. Right. That way you can live, pay back the 10, and you can actually make a decent living with the money. Mm-hmm. But now in the economy that we're in now, because our parents, when they went to college, it was kind of like that. But now with the economy now, it's like you coming out, you making your loans $90,000, let's just for short numbers. And like I said, I came out with a bachelor's degree and Walmart paid me $7.90. I can't even afford, not only can I not afford an apartment by myself, right? But I can't even afford, my first student loan payment was like $800 a month.
Yeah, no, they didn't. Mine too. What? I had to like go in there and fill out the stuff. Like, listen, I don't know who you think I am, but my thing is nothing in life is a guarantee. A degree is not a guarantee that you're going to have anything. I'm just trying to make your chances better of getting there. Yeah. So nothing in life is a guarantee. Yeah. So I'd rather you try, get it, and have a better chance of obtaining it than to not have it and it be harder for you.
But you know now, today's time, like I said, we're living in a different time. Yeah. That this question, you're going to get a different answer depending on who you ask. Like now you start a podcast. Your podcast do numbers, you can make
more than somebody with a degree.
And you can do anything with a podcast that makes some money. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And I was like, what?
Talk about anything.
Watch them play video games. Yeah. And I was like, that's a thing?
Yeah, like on Twitch or whatever. That
I'm like, is that a thing?
I agree with that.
But if you ask your parent, based off the generation she's from, or your grandparent, right? They like, because depending on how far you go back as African Americans, right? It was some colleges we couldn't even get in.
Right. Hence why HBCUs were started.
Yeah, now that, that we can, they like, we fought so hard for y'all to not go.
It's almost like not voting.
Yeah, we fought so hard for y'all to not vote.
But I mean...
Chad, we talking today.
I guess my mom didn't go to college. My dad got his degree when he was 50.
You see what I'm saying?
Put it like this. My dad and I graduated getting our bachelor's degree same year.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. College will always be there.
So,
well, it's never too late. Yeah,
it's never too late. But I feel like, as weird as this is, I would push my kids to get a trade before a degree. Even though I value education, I know out the gate you can come make what people with degrees are probably coming out the gate and not making if you get a trade.
Because they teach you when you go for a trade, you're learning your experience during that time. When you go for a degree, you don't learn your experience until you get the job. Right. So when you're trying to get the job, a lot of people get hit with the, we're looking for people with experience.
And how am I going to get the experience?
School for 4 years.
Right.
Funny you say that too, because I had those same fears when I was graduating college. And walking into college, number one, I think that everybody should go to college because you're getting an education, and that's something that someone can never take away from you. Whether you do something or not, I feel like you can get a basic degree. That's just my opinion. I want my kids to go to college.
Hopefully,
I'm able to financially pay for them to go to college. I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to pay for their education.
If they don't have a track scholarship.
Yeah, if they don't have a track scholarship. Right. But I just really think that everyone should go to college. Number one, I feel that when I went to college, that's kind of how I found real estate. During my senior year, the month I graduated, I was looking for other opportunities because originally I wanted to go to medical school. And I'm like, so I started to like apply for different schools. And I'm like, do I really want to continue my education and go to medical school, or do I want to do something else? And long story short, I was just on Owl Express, and my roommate at the time I realized that my previous roommate, basically told me that he got a really, really good job at like Darlington. And I'm like, they hired you? And I'm like, are you sure? He was like,
what is that, Darlington?
It's like a charter school or something really far or whatever. He's very smart, don't get me wrong. I'm giving you a hard time. But I'm like, if you get a job, wait a minute. So let me check this website out. And long story short, I found real estate and I fell in love. So, and it was because of college. So I said that to say, you don't always have to have a plan. I feel like we get so much pressure on us, like, hey, what are you going to do? Why are you going to college? Why am I paying for this degree? Why are you getting financial aid for this degree?
True.
And you're still trying to figure things out.
Yes.
And there's so many brilliant ideas from just networking with other college students and
very important.
Keeping in touch with them.
Agree.
Some people were creating apps. And they're very much forward thinkers, and everyone's kind of going through the same thing at one time, trying to figure out who they are,
what they want to do.
Right.
I feel like it was really good. I wish I had more of the like party turn up because I was working full time at the restaurant we all worked at.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, on the record, having a degree does not mean you're smart.
Yeah.
Just because you have a degree doesn't mean. I just feel like getting a degree just shows you can start something and see it through.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily mean you're smart.
Yeah.
It just means you know how to commit, you know how to push through, and you know how to finish what you started.
Correct.
It doesn't mean you're smart.
Yeah.
That's what most that's why most businesses, when they say, do you have a degree, it's not about what you have the degree in. It's about, is this person capable of learning what I'm willing to teach them to do the job that I want them to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you have a degree, then I know that you have the capability of learning.
Right.
You went through,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could take my debt back, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
it's whatever now.
When you talk about college, if you ask a lot of people, would you rather, if they can wipe away your loans, all of your loans, just wipe them away off your credit, just wipe them away.
Yeah.
But we'll have to take your degree away. I think it'll be 90% of people who would take that deal. Because I would take it in a heartbeat.
Because you're not in a position to need to utilize it.
But I was.
Because you're an entrepreneur.
But you would do it now.
But I was.
I have a question for you. Since you're an entrepreneur, though, and you said what you just said, what would you say would be the con of being an entrepreneur?
The con of being an entrepreneur,
not just having the education part,
is exactly what Remy was saying earlier, because I fuss with my wife about this all the time, about I can't go on trips how she can go on trips. Because if I don't work, I don't eat. Like you said, what you said, kill what you eat or something like that.
Eat what you kill, yeah.
Eat what you kill. And I miss the getting paid. Oh, I'm finna take my vacation. I'm going to be off a week. And I'm really going to be off, because as entrepreneurs, you can say you off.
Right.
Bruh. Does that mean you're off more?
No.
So you can actually have a vacation. You can actually get sick and don't feel bad about not going to work, because either in corporate, somebody's going to either come in for you or they'll be fine.
I'm taking my PTO.
Or you going to get PTO or
and
sick
they know,
days.
and I'll catch y'all when I get back.
So the cons of being an entrepreneur is just not being able to have those things, because the 401k, you can have a Roth or traditional IRA.
Yep.
You know, they have health savings accounts that you can use as an entrepreneur. Just
you can get insurance.
So you have all those things that you can do. It's just those things that you get when you're not working.
Correct.
When you're an entrepreneur as a woman and you get pregnant, you better hope you got pregnant by your husband and somebody who's going to be able to take care of you, because
that's it.
There ain't no
nothing's coming.
What's the call?
Maternity leave.
There ain't no maternity leave. That's why you have to be disciplined and manage your money how you should, because it can get real ugly.
Bruh, you know what's so funny? Funny thing you say that, because I feel that as an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to suffer. Number one, you have to be willing to suffer. There are going to be not just in your work ethics and doing things and activities, and you may or may not see the results, but there are going to be so many humbling times as an entrepreneur. I remember just reflecting back on the beginning of my journey, and sometimes, I'm not going to even front, my only meal for the day will actually come from working at the previous restaurant that we worked at. And it was because like, hey, you can make something, you work for months, then you finally get a check, then it all goes to your bills and you have to put it back in your business and you have to pay all these fees.
Get caught up.
Right. And then everyone in the mama think you're making $1 million when you first get into the business. And it's just like, it's really, really hard. It's really, really humbling, but the reward of it is just as equally as rewarding as the work that you put in there and the pain that you felt. It's like an unhealthy but healthy cycle that you keep going through over and over again. And over a period of time, you have like life lessons that you have, and you can learn different things to manage your money a little bit better and then get better at your job. And then that's when you can start really enjoying the fruits of your labor. But it's very humbling being an entrepreneur. And it's not easy.
I mean, it's humbling being a significant other of an entrepreneur because my boyfriend is a barber and it's like, what you mean you still there? Like it's 7 o'clock. Like, why can't you tell him this? Or we can't go out of town for 4 days? Or how come like you still got to go to work? You got to go to work today. You can't just take the day off. Like, so I'm like, I have to be understanding as a significant other that, I'm Monday through Friday. My weekends are for me. Opposite. His weekends are to grind. So on a Monday, he might be home chilling and I'm out going to work. So it's dynamics and it's tough to even understand the life of an entrepreneur. I get it just because I see it. And then I'm so close with y'all that I witness it there too. But a lot of people probably don't understand what it's like to even be friends or significant others with entrepreneurs because that's hard too.
You just have to therapy, talk to people, because it's all about managing stress. And like I said in one of our episodes, the more stress you're able to handle, the more successful you will be.
Right,
that's true.
Because dealing with people, stressful. Managing your money, stressful. Just being disciplined is stressful.
Yeah.
So you can't just every time you give in to stress, you're losing and you're going backwards.
So, bruh.
It's true.
Y'all
need to put a pin in that.
Because number one, you have to take care of your physical, your mental, what you
emotional.
Eat. Right. And then you can have a rough day being an entrepreneur and have to go home and then face whatever issues you got going on with your friends, family, whatever. Life still goes on. You still have to push through. So you talking over there, my brother.
Yeah, we're going to have to make sure we revisit that.
Yeah, I love that.
Next episode.
Yes. So any encouraging words that anyone of us want to?
Yeah, Ronaldo, close us out. Close us out.
I have one.
Okay.
And it was this. I read this. It says, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened."
Whoa, Eric just told me that yesterday.
Don't cry because it's over.
Smile because it happened.
Because it happened.
It's going to sharpen you.
Because everything. Because when you do things and like you go through things, it only makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee you. Let me look in that camera. I can guarantee you're going to have bad days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it. Everybody at this table has had bad days.
Talk about it.
And when you get through those days, it prepares you for the ones to come because they're coming.
It's true.
So
they're coming.
You have to be willing to lose.
Yes.
You have to be willing to lose.
Learn
in order to go to any next level in any part of your life. You have to be willing to lose.
And stay prayed up because with new levels, there's new devils.
And it doesn't feel comfortable.
It's the truth.
It doesn't feel comfortable.
But it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like you have to get uncomfortable in order to feel comfortable. To
get comfortable, quote unquote, like to live a comfortable life.
You have to be uncomfortable.
Facts.
Right.
Agree.
ATO committee, gather around.
Wow. We can't wait for you to like, share, comment, subscribe. I got it. Please do come back. Come join us again. We'll be gathering around to talk about more good stuff.
Can't wait to see you guys.
And cut.